Hello everyone, what's up? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're doing something super fun. I saw Jack Edwards do it and instantly wanted to do it as well. Today we are reading 1-star reviews of my 5-star reads. I am a little scared about this, not gonna lie, because some of my 5-star reads I am really attached to. But we're gonna do this nevertheless. I am pretty sure some of them will actually have some valid critiques as well. So I don't know. I think it's gonna be fun. Looking forward to it. We're gonna go on to Goodreads to see all the 1-star reviews because that's where I feel like the craziest reviews happen. And I've made a list of all my 5-star reads from this year and from just previous years and books that I really enjoy. So I think let's not wait any longer. Let's just get into it. The first book we're talking about is actually the first book I gave a 5 stars to this year, and that is Powerless by Lauren Roberts. If you've been watching me for a while, you know that I absolutely adore this book. I love Powerless. It's precious to me, but I also know that that book is not without its faults. So I don't know. Let's see. I have my laptop here. Let's see what Goodreads has to say about it. Now, Powerless is a fantasy. It's young adult. It's clean. It's super fun. It's very, very heavily inspired by the Hunger Games. A lot of people critique the book saying that it's like a copy of the Hunger Games, and I don't blame them. It is. A lot of things are like very clearly off of the Hunger Games, but I enjoy the book all the same, and that book has some top tier romance in it. So whatever, I have my reasons, alright, but let's see what Goodreads has to say. First one that I see here is I've read fan fictions written by 12-year-olds on Wattpad with better plot than this. I mean, not gonna lie, there are some pretty good fan fictions out there, but is it better though? I don't know. Could be, honestly. That one's alright, that's valid, whatever. Let's see, what else do we have here? If I wanted to read The Hunger Games, I would have just picked that up instead. Yep, knew that was coming. I finished it. That's the nicest thing I can say about this book. Alright. If you took a shot every time someone smirked and said, vicious little thing, cuff, cuff, kai, cuff, or was wearing a thin shirt, you'd be hospitalized for liver damage by the second half. Seriously, what was with the thin shirts, these people wearing Shein? I'm not gonna deny it. I'm not a big fan of the vicious little thing trope either. I guess this is just every fantasy though, so I can't really like blame just Powerless for this. I don't know. The target audience would probably be 12 years old. It's just really immature and the banter feels so fake. 12-year-old right here. But alright, I don't think these are too bad and most of it is valid. I understand. I really feel like you read this book for the romance and for the vibes. You're here for the tropes. If you're picking this book up, you are here for the tropes. So, I mean, you gotta know what you're getting into. Let's move on to the next book I gave a 5 stars to, which was the Hawthorn Legacy. It's the second book in the Inheritance games. Super fun. I honestly was reading it purely for the mystery. It has a love triangle in it, and I'm not a big fan of love triangles, but I did enjoy Jameson quite a bit. And yes, I know everyone's crazy about Grayson, but I prefer Jameson. For me, I was really in it for the mystery and the heiress vibes and like all the Scooby-Doo Knives Out vibes. That's what I was there for. So let's see what people have to say. Every time Max used the fake curse words, I wanted to DNF. Not gonna lie, I high-key agree. Honestly, like Max was the most irritating character for me. I did not enjoy her. Why did we have her? All 3 books, I was like, I don't like her. And her fake words. I know young adult books don't want to use curse words, so they try to like use other words instead as placeholders. It's just fucking annoying. Stop it. Either say it or just discard the idea completely. Please, it's fucking annoying. Drinking acid would have hurt lesser than reading this book. Really? Really though? Are you sure? I think that's a tad bit dramatic, don't you think? Moving on to the Ballad of Never After, the second book in the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy. The only good thing this book did was to remind me to dye my hair pink again. Honestly, same. The last time I had pink hair was in 2020. It's been a while. I've been wanting to go back for a while, so yeah, I feel you. So a line from the book has been quoted. A tormented scream pierced the night like a blade. It was me who screamed. I was the scream. The scream was me. Right after I finished the stupidity that was encapsulated within the pages of this book. Really? Oh my god, this one. If Eva Jax has a million haters, then I am one of them. If they have 10 haters, then I am one of them. If they have only one hater, then that is me. If Eva Jax has no haters, then that means I am dead. If the world loves Eva Jax, then I am against the world. Wow, that is passionate. My god, I gotta give it to you. I don't know what they did to you, but I'm sorry. Honestly, these reviews aren't too bad. Like, I'm not really feeling hurt. Moving on to Anxious People by Frederick Buckman. Now, this one might hurt. I am very attached to this book. If you say anything about my baby, I will cry. This book should have been called Annoying People. Unrealistic, so repetitive. The police interviews were simply ridiculous. Borderline stupidity is what's considered humorous in this novel. My guy, it's whimsical, that's the point. This is just funny. I'm lowering my rating to 1 star because months later, after finishing it, I'm still thinking about how much I disliked it. Sorry you hated it. I'm sorry you disliked it that much. Honestly, not too bad again. I can deal with these. Maybe I just read really great books which just cannot be criticized badly enough. These are all the books I rated 5 stars this year, but just let's move on to some other books that I really enjoy and will always be a 5 star for me. Coming to a cult favorite, Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I just know we're gonna find some good ones here. I made a Goodreads account just so I could give this book 1 star. I don't think I've ever been that passionate for a book I liked. School projects are getting really wild these days. Do you think we may be putting too much pressure on kids? Yes. This dude just said, yes, this is a series? Oh, for fuck's sake. It's okay, you don't have to read it. Next is a book I don't think I've ever spoken about on my channel. I read it a few years ago. It's called Cinder by Marissa Meyer. It's a science fiction dystopian. Super fun. Honestly, every single book in that series is really good. I highly recommend. It's so fun. Each book is a different fairy tale retelling. And Cinder is obviously the one with Cinderella, and all of them are connected and have this one big plot line, dystopian plot line going through. And honestly, I think you would really enjoy reading this post-COVID. But let's see what Goodreads has for us. The very first one I see says 1 star for the cover. Really? Nothing of redeemable value to you inside the book? Damn. Most of the reviews for Cinder are honestly not that bad. I want to read 1 star reviews of books that have shaped my childhood, my literal sense of self. They're a big part of my personality and who I am. And I just want to see what people have to say. I honestly can't believe there might be 1 star reviews of these books, but let's see. Starting with the one and only Percy Jackson, The Lightning Thief. If I were to add this book at the top of any list, it would be on a list entitled Weird, Random, and Stupid. Okay. If I ever had insomnia, I would just reread this? What are you saying? Never has a book made me feel more alive than this one. I'd buy it physically just to wipe my ass with the pages? Dude, that's harsh. Every time I try to read or even think about this book, I shudder. Such a weak plot, such bad chapter titles. The characters disgust me. Disgust me. All I can say is this book deserved a goose egg rating. 0 stars. Wow, I cannot handle any more Percy Jackson slander. Moving on. Next, let's look into Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare. This particular trilogy is my favorite in the entire Shadowhunter universe. Will Herondale stands the time of best book boyfriend ever, along with, of course, the likes of Percy Jackson and so on. Will Herondale, you will always be famous. This review says, where have I read this before? Oh, right. And then there's a picture of City of Bones. Look me right in the eye and tell me this isn't the same book as City of Bones. It's not. Normal girl is saved from demon by strange handsome boy with mysterious powers. Sort of. Normal girl's name rhymes with hey and has 3 syllables in total. No? Clary and Tessa. Hey. Am I missing something? Girl discovers she has magical powers and isn't normal after all. Girl discovers her parents were hiding something from her. Girl falls in love with 2 different boys. Gasp. How could she ever choose? At least one of these boys has to be relentlessly sarcastic, rude. Honestly, this sounds like every fantasy slash dystopian book back in the 2000s and 2010s. Like low-key, every book, this is how they used to be. There would be a love triangle, probably 2 brothers or 2 best friends. One is the sarcastic, rude guy, one is the nice, sweet, wholesome guy. The girl who is seemingly ordinary turns out to have some kind of hidden power with her, and it's always playing on the chosen one trope. So you're not wrong, but you're wrong. That's every book back then. The deeper plot, though, is very different and is very rich. I just know this one's gonna hurt me. Will Herondale, an essay. The entirety of the readers on Goodreads are in love with Hair and Tail, and I want to throw him in the trash where he belongs. He's possibly one of the rudest characters I've ever read about. He's constantly mean to poor Henry, calling him a fathead and an idiot. I don't remember that, I'm gonna be honest. Despite the fact that Henry has only ever been kind to him, I have read numerous comments telling me that it's all explained in the book. No, absolutely not explained in the first book, otherwise, he'll just seem like a spoiled joke. Yeah, it's called character development. Defending something I don't even remember. Do I look like I care about his eyes either? Tessa has a strange obsession with his eyeballs, and she constantly, I mean, every other sentence describes them in different ways that don't always make a lot of sense. Here are some of them. The color of the sky in hell, shards of ice, deep and brilliant. Honestly, I think that's just Cassie Clare writing. I don't mind personally. None of those are actually consistent. And how am I supposed to know the color of the sky in hell? I haven't written enough mean reviews for that to happen. For reference, here is the color of ice. And here is the color of the sky in hell. Oh my god. I need a minute to digest this. Moving on to a book I think might actually get some pretty harsh 1-star reviews, because as much love as this book gets, it also gets a pretty substantial amount of hate, and that is Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. I personally really enjoyed this book, and I also have my own personal reasons for attachment to it. I, however, have seen some valid criticism for this book, so let's just check it out. If I had $1 million for every cliche in this book, of which there are a multitude, I'd still regret spending $20 on all 498 pages of this mess. I wouldn't. Some of y'all better be really mad at me, but this is awful. Also, if this is enemies to lovers, then oh how mighty have fallen. The amount of times I cringed was insane. I'd rather stick molten hot needles in my eyes than read the sequel. Alright, graphic. This review. Zayden wears skinny jeans. Ouch. You guys live in Delulu land if you think this book is good. Not sorry. Maybe I do. Weer Liars by E. Lockhart. This is honestly a book I think about all the time. I read this a while ago, years ago, and I still think about it all the time. So let's see what the people have to say for this. If you saw me rating this 4 stars a few months ago, no you didn't. What changed? We were boring and choppily written. I thought the writing was fantastic, honestly. The author has a great writing style. It's very captivating, very unique. And she uses metaphors in a very interesting way. I don't think I've ever seen that happening in any other book. But each to its own. This one just says, I hate everything that this book chose to be. Sucks for you, because I loved everything this book chose to be. Honestly, these are pretty tame. I'm alright. Let's just move on to the next one. Next is Ignite Me by Tahara Mafi. Now this is the 3rd book in the Shatter Me series. The Shatter Me series is a complicated one for sure. It was super hyped a while back, has a huge fan base, but it also has an equal amount of criticism that follows. And I don't blame the criticism, I can see why. But for me, I had a lot of fun reading it. And Ignite Me was my favorite out of all of them. 5 stars then and 5 stars now. So let's see what people have to say about it. Kenji carries the series, everyone else sucks, 0.5 stars. Honestly, yeah, Kenji does carry the series, so gotta agree with you a little bit. What the hell did I like about the series a year ago? Wish they'd all just die. Die already. Damn, that's a harsh turnaround. And the last book I'd like to read reviews of is The Deal by Elle Kennedy. It's book 1 in the Off-Campus series. I highly enjoyed that book. It's a fun sports romance. I think Elle Kennedy is the queen of hockey romances. So I'm interested to see what people have to say about this. So in the novel, Hannah, who's our main character, she struggles to have an orgasm because of some sexual assault history that she's suffered. She feels broken because of it. So there's a review here saying that I'm gonna call you the trash who thinks themselves awesome. Any objection? You can't have an orgasm with a guy, so you're broken? Wow. And that's not the point. The book is not saying that you're broken if you can't have an orgasm with a guy. It's really talking about the mindset some women fall into once they've gone through something like this. You end up struggling to have an orgasm or struggling to be in a relationship or be with a guy, and you start feeling like something is wrong with you, and that's not real. It's not true that something is wrong with you, and that is simply not true, but it's an experience that a lot of women go through, and the book is simply talking about her experience that way. That is exactly what the book is trying to highlight, that she's not broken just because she can't orgasm with a guy. I feel like saying this book is giving Wattpad is an insult to Wattpad. That's all you really need to know. Alright, that's okay, it doesn't hurt me. So yeah, that's about it. Those are all the books I could think of right now to check 1-star reviews of. Honestly, it wasn't so bad. I thought I might end up crying at the end of the video, but I did not. I survived, got a couple of good laughs in. I think it's a win-win. I feel like I should do this more often actually. That was me reading 1-star reviews of my 5-star reads. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments. And let me know what are some of the funniest 1-star reviews you've read, because there are some really fun ones that I see of my favorite books all the time. It's just fun to read them, I guess. Yeah, that's really all I had for you today. I hope you enjoyed this fun little video. I was really curious about how this would go and I had a fun time. So yes, I will see you guys next time with a brand new video. For now, like, share, subscribe and comment, and you can follow me on my Instagram and Storygraph and Goodreads. It will all be linked down below. And yep, I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.